It's way too hot. I thought it was gonna be cold. It's not cold. So I'm dying a little bit. This is so late, but today's Chinese New Year's, the day I'm filming this on. So it still feels like it's not yet the next year. So it still counts. Also, I was like really behind in all of my preparations for the new year. It took me like a month to start getting my shits together and start like preparing for the new year. Today we will be ranking everything that I've read and DNF'd in the year of our Lord 2025. So okay, so first off we're going to go through the tiers. So let's go top down. These are not going to be completely equivocal.
The word you're looking for is...
These are not completely related to 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars. That's not really how it's going. So, A Delicacy Handcrafted for me, that is a book that I find to be essentially like perfect. It has everything that I want and everything I enjoy in a good book. Then Reminds Me That I Have a Brain. These are books that really made me think, really stuck with me. I had fun, self-explanatory. Next one is technically I think a quote from Arthur Conan Doyle. I don't know, I just searched for quotes about mediocrity. So mediocrity knows nothing higher than itself. So yeah, these are the very mediocre books. These are the meh blah, smack dab in the middle books that like, they're okay, shame. Then we have the not good, shame. These are they're just the ones that are not good, shame. Just in case anyone isn't aware, I am South African, so when I say shame, I kind of mean that in a cutesy, kind of pitying way, like oh shame, you're not good, sorry. Just in case you needed context, because I know that's not a universal thing. And then the last one is my DNFs. So some of these were soft DNFs, some of these were hard DNFs, but I'll still put them in this category because I did not in fact finish them. So I don't really feel like I can have a really complete view and opinion of these books because I haven't read everything. So now let's get into it. I think most of this is like in alphabetical volgorde. I think most of this is in alphabetical order, so we'll go from there. Also, because I was really South African this morning, I had a bovrolbroodjie. It's basically like Marmite or Vegemite. You've probably heard of that, but oh, it was good. Oh, it was good. Okay, first one is 1984. Reminds Me That I Have a Brain. This was so good. I definitely think it's really important to read. It was really interesting. I think it explains, what is it, fascists? It's kind of a satire depicting this like really intense totalitarian government that kind of controls everything, and they even try to control the way that you think and the way that you behave. The Book of Disappearance by Ibtizam Azem. I don't want to say I had fun, but it was a good book. It was a good book, but it wasn't like my perfect book. So this is essentially a fiction story where the Palestinian people disappear. Like from one day to the next, they just all vanish, and kind of seeing the way that the people kind of start taking over their homes and their lives and kind of disregard the fact that they have disappeared. It was very good. It made me very mad. And so I don't think I had fun was necessarily the perfect tier for this, but it's good. Okay, then next up we have A Raisin in the Sun. I'll also put this in I had fun. It's a play, it was short. I had a good time reading it. All Flesh by Ananda Devi. I'd say I had fun. It was, oh my gosh, if the majority of these books are in I had fun, I'm going to die. It's a very literary, the language especially, I think that's what I had fun with the most. Like the language was just scrumptious, and the fact that this is a translated book, I think the translator did such an excellent job. Cry the Beloved Country by Ellen Payton, and that is, I think, a delicacy handcrafted for me. It was, shame. I was sucked in the moment I started reading this book, I was absorbed, but I just really, really fucked with it. There's this very formal way that the characters speak to each other, but honestly that just added a sense of humor to me, because this overly formal language just, it goes like to an extreme where I'm just like, this is hilarious, this is too funny. Another thing people also didn't really like was the way that the dialogue was written. Like there wasn't any clear distinguishers to who was speaking. I never had a problem distinguishing who was speaking. Like, clearly, like from context, understand who was speaking, and I was absorbed. Next, the Death Note series. Number 3 was my favorite, just because it's my favorite arc of the Death Note books. And I'd say the other 2 will just put in I had fun. I love Death Notes, so I had fun. So everything I know about Love by Dolly Alderton is in I had fun. It was really nice. I really started getting into it the more that I got into it, and she has recipes in the book that I really want to still try. But I do think the message, I am at a point in my life where I am older. Ow, fuck. Owie. Fuck, sorry. That was really sore. It's just, I think the message she was trying to portray, like, it was something I get. Okay, it was not something that really hit home with me, but it is something I can see other people really jiving with. Then we have Golden Sun. Fuck, not good. No, hated that. The second book in the Red Rising series, I did not like it. It's very fast-paced, and I can understand why people like it to a certain degree, but I think Pierce Brown's writing style just doesn't jive with me, so not good. Julie Chan is dead. I can't even remember what I rated this. Was this I don't know if this was a 5-star, but I had a lot of fun. This book was kind of wacky, kind of crazy, but I had a lot of fun reading it with the literally dead book club, and like having discussions with everyone in the Fable app was just peak. It like elevates the experience. It really does. Okay, honestly, thinking back on it, the more I had fun with it, but I think it is a little bit middle of the road. This quote is feeling a little bit aggressive for the way I feel about Les, but I really like Les. I like the character of Les. I think that's my main thing that I really enjoy about the book. But the more I think about it, it's not really something that has stuck with me long term, but I did find it very humorous. I did like the adventure that the character went on. Mouse, ooh, a delicacy handcrafted for me. This was so good. Anyways, this is a graphic novel. He's writing the story of him and his dad, but also how his dad survived World War II. And I just think it was absolutely excellent. I loved seeing the interactions between him and his dad. His dad is just such a character, and it was really interesting. It was really sad, and the art just horrifying. Like certain scenes, horrifying. But obviously it's World War II, so it makes sense. It's really good. Then Norwegian Wood, mediocrity knows nothing higher than itself. It was, I don't know if I should put Les here. Shame. Les was doing things that Les can't be in that same category. I feel like I need like a I had fun and it was good, and then I had fun but it was okay. Should I have one? Let's do that. We're gonna change the, how the fuck do I change it? Delete. I had fun and it was good. I had fun and it was okay. Why is it looking like that? Okay, why does it look like that? Well, that's gonna bother me so much. Let's change the colors as well. See, now I have this. So I had fun and it was okay. So let's put this here. I think everything I know about love, I had fun, but it was okay. Anyways, that's where we are. So Norwegian Wood. It was, what was that? It was a weird experience. Anyways, next up we have Pride and Prejudice, and that is going in a delicacy, handcrafted for me. It was a delicacy. Oh. Okay, next up we have Small Things by, I can't remember. It was okay. shame. It was really middle of the road. I think I like kind of had to push myself to finish it because I was doing it for school. The Coin by Yasmin Zahir. This one reminded me that I have a brain. I think this book really pushes you to have empathy for a character that you don't necessarily think is behaving in the most moral ways, but by the end you really care about her and you want the best for her because you obviously recognize that she's suffering. And yeah, it was interesting. I think a lot of people have an issue with the fact that she is someone that is really well off and they have trouble kind of sympathizing with someone like that, but like you can suffer regardless of your financial situation. Next up we have Ta Te Ching. I don't think it was good. I don't know if it was the way that I was reading it page after page, but I think it is kind of like a poetry collection where it's like you can't really read it like that. You have to kind of sit with each piece, sit with each reading and like really try and absorb what it's saying. But I did not want to absorb what it was saying. I was just like, I can't even remember. It had zero impact on my life. Content by Beatrice Serrano, and that one is Mediocrity Knows Nothing Higher Than Itself. Next up we have Little Woman. I'm gonna say I had fun and it was okay. What happened here? I had fun and it was okay. Next up we have If an Egyptian Cannot Speak English. I think it did kind of remind me that I have a brain. It wasn't as impactful as the ones in that category, if that makes sense. Like this, like it's not at the same level as The Coin in 1984 and other ones that I know I'm going to put in there. Like it's just, it doesn't feel like it's up to scrap. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it's mediocre. Next up we have The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. This one's a weird one to place because it is non-fiction self-help. It is kind of talking about shame and the way that that emotion affects your life and how being vulnerable in your life can improve your life. I don't think I am going to be putting this in any kind of ranking. I feel bad because now it's not in my ranking. It's not in my ranking, but I don't know where to put it. So okay, next up we have Monstrilio. So Monstrilio was weird. That's all I can say. It was very weird. It's this woman who has lost her son and it really kind of shows you that people grieve in very interesting ways. It's definitely an exploration of grief. Let me think about it. We'll come back to it. Okay, we will come back to it. Then we have Red Rising. So this one, it's funny just because I had fun and it was good. It's a storyline that I like though. I love a school plot. I love some undercover bullshits. And the writing at that point did not annoy me quite as much. Next we have Bite Back by Hannah Ferguson. So this one is another one that I don't really know how to rank just because it is non-fiction. Book talking about feminism, and I do think it is a good book, especially as an introductory book. But because it is an Australian writer, she does talk a lot about Australian feminism and politics and media, but I don't know how to rank that, but good read, would recommend. Next book we have is Illuminae. Let's go with this one. It's written by two authors, I'm not exactly sure who, but this one was a DNF. I think I read just past halfway, just to make it count for a readathon I was doing, but I couldn't do it. I could not do it. The main characters were annoying me so much. This is young adult, but this was like young adult in a way that really annoyed me. The only thing is that I'm like still a little bit like, should I go back? Is because halfway through there was this really interesting thing happening in the plot, but the characters still bothered me. Maybe I should just honestly just look up what happened to satiate my curiosity but not have to suffer through whatever that is. Next up we have The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winters. I had fun and it was good. This one is African-inspired fantasy and the main character kind of goes on this mission for revenge. It's just there's a lot of action scenes, and as someone who doesn't really visualize what I'm reading, I couldn't really gel with that so much. Next up we have Catabasis, and this one was a DNF. Fuck that. The characters go on a journey through hell, and as I have said before, it felt like I was going through hell with them. So I didn't want to do that. Watermoon. I'd say I had fun. but it was okay. Kind of Studio Ghibli-esque in the way that you go on these random adventures. That was really fun, but I think the romance plot of it, which does form a large part of it, just very insta-lovey. It's very like, bitch, you've known each other for like a day. Calm down. Next up, we have Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. So this one was, I'm gonna be honest, I think it was mediocrity knows nothing higher than itself. It was just okay. I think it's just because I really liked the first book when I was younger and I was just not having that good of a time. Next we have We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver, and this one is a delicacy handcrafted to me. Excellent horror book, loved it. Ooh, oh my god, we got some good ones lined up next. Next up, we have Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I'll also say a delicacy handcrafted for me. The atmosphere in this book, spectacular. I don't think it's a full 5 stars, more just because I don't think the ending really impacted me as hard as I wanted it to. And talking about atmosphere, I think I read the next one kind of around the same time that I read Wild Dark Shore. So I tried to read Beach Read by Emily Henry. Okay, I was not having a good time. I really wasn't. And I think a big part of my disconnect was the fact that it's literally, the title is Beach Read. I felt zero beachy vibes. Like I couldn't understand where their houses were situated. And honestly, I just didn't care about the romance. So it was a DNF. Cheers. The Raven Boys, my Maggie Stiefvater. I had fun and it was good. I think this is a young adult series that really just feels young adult in a way that isn't annoying. That's the best way I can describe it. It just feels comforting and joyful, and it's kind of spooky and kind of adventurous, and it's just really fun to read. This one I actually did soft DNF earlier in the year, but then I was able to get to it a bit later, and I'm so happy that I did end up coming back to it because it was lovely. It's something I definitely would recommend to teenage readers, especially just because it's a really fun series. I'm only at book 2 now, so we'll see how I feel about the series in its entirety when I'm done. The entire works of Emily Dickinson. This book is actually my friend's that I had in my possession, and I was like, let me try it out. But again, like I mentioned, poetry collections, you should not be reading them like a book. And I think that's kind of where I went wrong with this. I don't want to say I did, because I didn't really have fun, and just because of the way that I was reading them. I want to say it reminds me that I have a brain. I think so, more just because I was trying here and there to do a little bit of analysis, and it was kind of pushing me a little bit out of my comfort zone, because poems aren't really something that I necessarily gravitate towards. Is it time to try and rank Monstrilio? I think I should put it reminds me that I have a brain. You and Me by Tal Bauer. I had fun and it was okay. It's a queer male romance. It's sporty. It's just they talk a lot about American football, and I know nothing about American football, and I was just please move on. I'm so hot right now. I'm dying a little bit. I'm freaking out. It's just a little bit. Now I look like a waiter. That's fine. Okay, next up we have One Yellow Eye. I had fun and it was good. It's kind of a post-apocalyptic zombie story. It feels very COVID-y, like just a lot of the way that they're searching for a vaccine and the way that the virus spread. It just feels very post-COVID, kind of healing after a pandemic, because this does take place after a zombie apocalypse, after they've kind of hoarded in all of the zombies, taken care of them, but the main character is hiding her zombie husband in her apartment while she's trying to look for a cure. We have I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. This was a DNF, more soft DNF. This is the only soft DNF currently in the DNF pile, just to by the way. The others I'm not touching again, trust. I Was a Teenage Slasher, it's just the vibe of it. I was not in a state of mind to be reading that. The Hobbit by Tolkien? Yes, it's Tolkien. I was about to say, I had fun and it was good. It is really like kind of a children's story where they go on a little adventure and they do silly things and they have these mini battles, and it's really cute. Wonder Woman Historia. This one is a comic book actually. I'm actually quite curious because I think I read other comic books, but I'm not sure if that was at the start of last year. But I don't think I was tracking my comic book reads. Goes through the history of Wonder Woman and Themyscira, the island that she comes from. The Iliad. I can't put it in mediocrity, shame. That would be a little bit of a disservice to the Iliad. I think I'll put it in I had fun and it was okay. I think the level of violence is a little bit shocking. Constantly talk about battles and people dying, but it is very repetitive. It feels more like a record of the lives of these Greek people than it does feel like a story. Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. This one reminded me that I have a brain. This one like really stuck with me. I'm talking like days after I read it. It felt like my brain was like trying to solve a problem and trying to kind of figure out how the different puzzle pieces of the story fit together in a way that was really interesting. And this is a book I really want to reread purely because of that. Next one was A Very Short History of the Israel-Palestine Conflict. I do think that one was, I think I should put it in reminds me I have a brain. It's literally what it says on the tin. Definitely something you should read if you want to become a little bit more informed about the political state of Palestine. It's given me a lot of context. When I hear certain things about Palestine, I know what they're talking about in a way that I didn't before then. A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This one's mediocre. Carl's Doomsday Scenario. The thing is with the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, a lot of them I am kind of confusing in my brain. I don't even know if all of them are here. This one's the second one. This one was bleh. Maybe even not good, shame. It was very confusing. I think if this is book 2, this one was very confusing. I did not know what the fuck was happening. Fix yourself. Butcher's Masquerade, I had fun. It was good. But my favorite, I think, was... Is it even here? Super Jesus. My favorite was the one before book Butcher's Masquerade, I think book 4. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Gate of the Feral Gods, a delicacy, handcrafted for me. That one was excellent. Anarchist's Cookbook, that was book 3. I had fun and it was okay. And I think I'd put book 1 here as well. Okay, next up we have 2 non-fictions. So first up we have Disability Visibility. This is a collection of short stories from people that have lived with disability. Again, I don't know where to put this. I think should I put the non-fiction just reminds me that I have a brain? I think I should put the non-fiction there, but I still think Power of Vulnerability doesn't really fit there. Then the next one is Intersex by Ian Marland, I think. It's a manifesto against medicalization. This one was really informative, although it is very clearly an academic text. And the thing is, it uses a lot of terms that I am not familiar with. I do think this is a very important topic. I'm so glad I read the first, I can't remember how far I got into it, but I just want to dedicate a lot more time because I would want to do a little bit more research. At least read the introduction. Next book is The Sword of Kaigan. This one was also a DNF, but this one's the soft DNF. The soft DNFs are here on the right, and then we have our hard DNFs, these motherfuckers over here. Then we have Wicked by Gregory Maguire. I had fun and it was okay. Next up we have There by Tommy Orange. This one was a DNF. I read kind of far in it. I don't think I like the setup, like the writing style of it, so it just felt very confusing and there was a lot of characters. Next one is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Mediocre. I'm sorry, mediocre. I don't really understand why people like this that much. I really liked the gothic vibe that this book creates, but other than that. Anyways, Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. Not good, shame. It's not good, shame. It's like, I think the only part I really enjoyed was the absolute fucking end. If I could have just had more of the end, I would have loved that. But it was very inspired by this one show, and I could feel that, and it just felt like a very bad imitation of that show. It's 2 women in a relationship, but it's not a book that is queer. It doesn't understand queer topics and queer themes in a way that is authentically queer. Then we have Harrow the Ninth. This one was majorly confusing. This is book 2 and it comes after Gideon the Ninth. I really like this story. I'd say I had fun and it was okay. It's confusing in a way that it's supposed to be confusing, just to be clear. Like the author writes it in a way that you are supposed to be like, wait a moment, what's happening? Something isn't right. Cricket Kingdom, it was so mediocre. It was okay. Next up we have Nervous Conditions by Tsitsidanka Remka. I'd say this one is also kind of, it's okay. This one. This one is Wings of Starlight by Alison Saft. It sucks. I was trying to die by the end of listening to this audiobook. It was just really, really annoying me by that point, but I was so close to finishing that I was just like, I'll do it. This is based on the world of Pixie Hollow that Disney created, and that's the only reason I gave it 2 stars. Then we have Evenings and Weekends by Oisin McKenna, a delicacy handcrafted for me. So far the ranking is this one, then Evenings and Weekends, then The Gate of the Feral Gods, then Mouse, then Wild Dog Shore, Pride and Prejudice. Okay, anyways, so Evenings and Weekends, love that shit. Now that's a queer book. That's a very queer book and I loved it. Walking Practice by Dolky Min. This one is really interesting. Follows an alien wanting to eat people. Like they have sex with people and they eat people and they take the form of different bunches of people. I had fun and it was good. Alchemy of Secrets, it was not good, shame. It was really not good. Where's my least favorite? I think my least favorite was Wings of Starlight. Oh no, then Bloom, then Golden Sun, then Alchemy of Secrets. Tao Ching just made no impression. What are we talking about? Alchemy of Secrets? Yes, I just didn't. By the end I was just like, yeah, that was really, really okay, but in a bad way. That was so okay, I don't think I should have read that. Next up we have Small Boat. I'm gonna say it reminds me that I have a brain. This one was really good, but it is kind of a tough read because you are reading out of the point of view of someone who has kind of been desensitized to the suffering of immigrants, and you kind of have to suffer through her rationalization of her actions that caused the death of immigrants, and you're just like, The Will of the Many by James Addington, and guess who's surprised? No one. It is a delicacy hand fucking crafted for me. It's so good. What is happening? I'm just trying to switch them. Wait. Yeah, because I think Will of the Many is my top. Kana Academy, this one was a DNF. I think a soft DNF. It is a romantasy and I'm not really familiar with romantasy. Plot was kind of interesting at the start and the writing didn't really annoy me to an absurd degree. So it is kind of a book that I am a little bit curious to come back to, just because the magic system is tarot card based. And actually there is also a lot of tarot cards in the Raven Boys, if anyone's interested. Okay, and then the absolute last book is Too Old for This by Samantha Downing. This one I'd say was very middle of the road. You're following an old lady serial killer kind of getting back into the game, or she's kind of like forced back into the game. I had fun with it. Okay, I had fun, but it was okay. I'm not rearranging all of this from absolute top to absolute last. I don't have the energy for that. This is my final ranking for all of the books that I read in the year of 2025. Finally, it is almost the end of Feb and I don't think I can post this after Feb. That's gonna be definitely too late. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Even if you do disagree, it's not my problem. Shame. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. If you did, leave it a like. I mean, if you liked the video, leave it a like. It's simple math. Don't forget to leave your like and leave a subscribe if you want to see more. And then I'll see you some other time.